right. Now, hey, and then today, hold it just a second. Now, I've been doing a lot of talking, but the things that you said, if you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Hey, thanks to you guys, y'all did the walking, all right? Hey, and one thing, this week I'm not going to say a word. You know how I feel, but I'm not going to say a word, but I will say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. I know what y'all probably thinking right now. Like, yo, bro, what's going on right now? Why is Tuck going live at noon, man? But I feel good. Like, I feel good, Cowboys Nation. I'm in my bag right now. You know, we got a lot to talk about as we gear up for our final preseason game. And I'm back to having fun doing content, man. I'm back to having fun doing content. And that's what it's all about, man. I love the spirit that Cowboys Nation's in. I love the spirit that our content space is in. And I said, you know what? Let me go live at noon. You know, today was a very good day for your boy in the market. You know what I'm saying? It was a very good day for your boy in the market. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live and talk to my people, man. We got a lot of things going on with this channel. We are growing at a rapid rate. I appreciate all the love, the support, all the hyping, and we got a lot of things to do, man. And salute to my dog CFT, man, because I've been having issues with my computer and it's been like super slow. Y'all know, like, I like to update and, you know, edit and do all my different things with my videos, and it kept crashing on me. So my dog CFT was like, yo, we got to get you right, Tuck. So he gave me a few little nuggets to fix my computer, because y'all don't know CFT is really technical, all right? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy me a brand new computer. I'm going to buy me a brand new computer. So I got a beast machine on its way. And then also I just bought a brand new computer. I was like, you know what, Tuck? I'm going to revamp the whole studio. So I'm about to have a big 4K monitor up here and 2 monitors over here. And we about to just go for the gusto, man. So a small little change of getting like a $180 RAM upgrade turned into almost an $8,000 project. But it just is what it is, man. But salute to everyone out there. We are going to have fun. David Jenkins, what's up, my dog, man? Got your phone call this morning. Follow my dog on Twitter now. I now got David in the Twitter project. Says, Tuck, your intro kind of sounds like a Kanye West slow jam a little bit. Yeah, man. Gotta put a little soul in it. Gotta put a little soul in it, man. Gotta put a little soul in it, man. My dog Paul was good. JB, what's up with you, dog? Said my dog Winston says intro is fire. Appreciate y'all, man. DC4L. Redeem Team. I kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that, man. Some of y'all remember the Redeem Team when our Team USA went out there and got dog walked in the Olympics and they had to call Kobe. You know what I'm saying? They had to call Kobe, like, all right, bro, come on out there. And y'all remember, if you watch the documentary, they said once Kobe came out there, because they had LeBron and Melo and Wade, the banana boat crew. They said Kobe got out there, man. It wasn't no friendships. He wasn't trying to eat dinner with y'all. He was out there trying to win for real. You know what I'm saying? So Redeem Team, Cowboy Up Podcast, what up? Good morning from the great Northwest. Paul, what's up with you? Lunch Tuck Live. Gotta be fire, man. It gotta be fire. Y'all know we got a lot to talk about. My dog JB says sponsor money hitting, bro. It is. You know what I'm saying? I'm truly blessed. Salute to our sponsors, and Kalshi came through. You know what I'm saying? Your boy created a bidding war last minute. You know, I announced, a few weeks ago that I signed with Underdog, and right before I was getting ready to put the pen to the paper, I had Onyx come in, I had FanDuel come in, I had Fanatics jump in, and then Kalshi jumped in off the top rope, and I said, you know what? All right, cool. Well, this is what it's all about, man. Hard work pays off, man. So salute to everybody. You guys know the vibe. Go ahead and like the content, share the content, let everybody know that we are live and lit. I was trying to multi-stream on Twitter, but it keeps lagging my computer down. So I said, you know what? We just gonna bypass it. And then also, man, a lot of people have been asking me for this for quite some time, right? And it's like, yo, I got a YouTube, CFO Sports, I got an Instagram, I got a TikTok now, I got a Twitter, I got Threads, I got a Facebook group, but a lot of people has been like, Tuck, when are you going to start an audio podcast? I'm like, damn, y'all going to keep me working, aren't y'all? Well, CFO gang, if you ask, you shall receive. So the J Tuck Show. The J Tuck Show is now available on all podcast platforms. We dropped episode 2 the other day with my dog, Darren Smith. And this gives me an opportunity to not just talk Cowboys football, y'all. We'll talk about a lot of different things. We'll talk about life. We'll talk about college football. We'll talk about other teams. Of course, we'll talk about draft. And, of course, we'll talk about the Cowboys. So go on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your audio podcasts, and we'll be dropping episodes. Got a lot of cool guests lined up. You know, it's not your typical, guests that you've always see, right? You guys see me enough with Boss. You guys see me enough with Vach and Law and Rome, and the list goes on and on. So this gives me the opportunity to bring in some new voices and have some content from a new perspective, because I'm cool with content creators from all across the league. And it's like, I never have them on my show because it's like, I really don't want to hear about y'all team. We want to hear about the Cowboys. Onyx, the rap group? No, not the rap group. Not the rap group at all. But also before we start, of course, the Dallas Cowboys are back home at camp. And I want to say I appreciate and thank you to the Dallas Cowboys. All right. Now, you're probably saying, yo, Tuck is wilding right now. He's saying thank you to the Dallas Cowboys. Well, absolutely, right? Because from y'all, a lot of y'all knows, follow me for quite some time. We got a lot of new subscribers, so they might be like, what's going on? But I felt sometimes as a content creator, not just with the Cowboys, but specifically for us, because I can speak from it because I'm a Dallas Cowboys content creator, there was always this barrier. Like, keep the content creators over there. All right. Let them get close, but not too close. All right. And I always kind of like didn't appreciate that, or I kind of was vocal about that. And the reason why is there's a lot of incredible people that come from this space, and once they get opportunities, they take advantage of it. Vach, we all see what Vach is doing. Vach was able just to hit the ground running. He takes off. My sis Aisha, she was able to hit the ground running. She takes off. Salute to my girl Candy Lamb. She is now on Girls Talk Boys. So she's looked phenomenal yesterday. You know, Law Nation on Haymaker. So there's a lot of us. You guys see me at the Super Bowl. So even though we get a bad rap, we know how to conduct ourselves as professionals and still handle business. And man, what I saw yesterday, it almost made me tear up because I was so freaking proud to see my brothers in Big Game James, Boss Cowboy, and Law Nation with Shotty and Christian Parker. I'm trying not to tear up right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be tough. I'm trying to thug it out. But man, this just brings goosebumps to me, y'all. It really does. Like it's just a surreal feeling because that's how it should be, y'all. Listen, we love this team. I would not be live streaming talking to y'all if I did not love this team. We all love this team and we're all passionate. And a lot of us put in sacrifices and work and, you know, traveling back and forth. So to see my brothers with Shotty, to see my brothers with Christian Parker, it was a win, man. And a lot of people like, yo, Tuck, you should have been there. Now, I was supposed to be at the camp yesterday, but I'm chilling. But it's like, for me, it doesn't always have to be me in the photo. I don't need the photo. As long as someone from my team is winning, I am winning. So even though I'm in Kansas City and Boss and Law and Big Game James are with Christian Parker, I'm in the photo. I'm in the photo. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the photo, you know, and so it's a celebration, y'all, because I think now people are really starting to embrace what we do in our space, and it's no easy task. It's a lot of sacrifice, man, and I know it couldn't be done without you guys who watch and support and like and comment, but it was an incredible feeling to see my brothers with the 1A and 1B, the faces of the Dallas Cowboys, man. And I know they got some good nuggets. They probably couldn't share the nuggets with y'all, but they had some good conversation. Y'all know how we're going to do. We're always going to ask questions. So, you know, to ride off into that topic, you know, my phone's ringing, but it's all good, though. We're going to ignore it for now. We're going to ignore that for now, all right? The culture, all right? So comment below and let me know, do y'all think the culture is changing in Dallas? All right. And this was a question that I was asked, and I asked another person. I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to sit back and wait how things really unfold through the season. But once again, Cowboys Nation, it says CP about to pull up on the Cover 3 stream. That would be dope. He probably would do it because I have a real close connection to CP that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he knows it, but we have a really close connection with him through some people that I know. So, you know, who knows? But here's what I was saying, y'all. It doesn't have to be, okay, we got to get CP on Cover 3 or, you know, he has to give me access to speak to Jay Sean Barham or anything, but just the appreciation and say, hey, let me shake my hand, introduce myself, you know, and hey, best of luck, coach. That means... It means a lot. Now, of course, CP, we love you right now, bro, but if you start Matt Eberflus, we on your bumper, and rightfully so. I think that he will understand and appreciate that. Well, the same thing with Brian Schottenheimer, but y'all let me know. Comment below. Do you think the culture is changing in Dallas? I do, y'all. I really do. I really do. This is not just something to say just to get people excited for the season, okay? I truly believe I'm seeing incremental things that's changing when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. And I just made a short on this. And let me put me on Big Cam. Jerry Jones. Tip of the cap. Got my wave cap on. You know what I'm saying? We do-ragging. I'm not like do-rag Sky. You know what I'm saying? Do-rag Vach. But, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. My wife hates when I wear wave caps in public. She was like, yeah. One day we went on a run out at the park, and I had on a wave cap and a tank top. I guess you gotta call them a tank top, you know what I'm saying, these days, because, you know, cancel culture. Can't call them what we used to call them back in the day. And she was like, what are you doing going out in public like that? I was like, I'm about to thug it out, go for a run. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. All right. But we have to tip the cap when it comes to Jerry Jones for a few reasons. One, the way that he handled the coaching hires and let Schotty cook. All right. And I know there was probably sometimes he was kind of just, itching a little bit, but he let Schotty go. I don't know if we can say that word anymore, Seabass. I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. But that's what we used to call it back in my day. And that's what I still call it. So maybe I take that. We call them beaters. I feel like that's a happy medium to call it a beater versus, what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm saying. But you got to tip the cap for Jerry Jones stepping out the way. Even though he was involved, he wasn't overthrowing Brian Schottenheimer to the fact that he let him hire a young defensive mind from Philly. You know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest, he's black. You know what I'm saying? So Jerry just let Schotty cook on this, which I definitely appreciate. But also what I was saying in short, yeah, she probably was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she probably was. Especially in my neighborhood, all right? But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got to go for a run, I had to get it over quick because I had to get back on the live stream. But also I'll say this. The Ike Turners. I never heard it called the Ikes. You know what I'm saying? I never heard it called the Ikes, but you know what I'm saying? That makes sense. I think we all, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the nice ones. It's the ones like the Haynes one out the package. Like, I mean, it's been through some wars. You know what I'm saying? But I had to just go for a run real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had my do-rag on. I had my beer on. And let's just get this over with so I can get back to the live show, all right? She was like, no, you're not going out running like that. So I had to change. But also, what I think that Jerry Jones is learning as far as how he handled things this year, I think he learned his lesson. Because what you're seeing, y'all, comment below. I think everybody's in this chat, and we got over 300 people watching right now. We got over 300 people watching right now on a noon. But I think for the majority of us, a lot of us are excited about this upcoming season. Okay? But there was no drama. There was no headlines. There was no parading of anything. It was just purely football focus. Had a good offseason, right? Good in free agency. I like the PJ Locke, the Kobe Durant. I like Jalen Thompson. We traded for Rashawn Gary. Nothing too, oh my God, splashy, but good solid moves. Then gets the draft, right? Didn't sit back on our hands. Moved up to get Caleb Downs when he was sliding. Then moved back to get Malachi Lawrence. Traded a fifth to get D Winters out of San Francisco. Got Jayshon Barham, who a lot of people are excited about, itself included. LT Overton is looking like a dog. Drew Schultz is looking possibly to be the only air ball in the draft right now. But he let the coaches cook. And by doing that, Dallas Cowboys fans are wrapped around the building out at Oxnard and out in Frisco. Tickets are still high for preseason games. I'm headed to New York on a flight here in a few weeks to go to the week 1 opener out there in New York. Cowboys fans are excited, y'all. And the reason why we're excited is not due to headlines, not due to glitz and glamour, not due to Jerry Jones selling us anything. It's just football. It's just football. It's just football, and football will get the fans excited, y'all. And if you get the fans excited by doing football things and staying drama-free, Cowboys fans, Jerry Jones will show up. We'll show up. We'll show up and show out. They said yesterday was insane out there in Frisco. On a had the club going up on a Tuesday out there in Frisco. All right. This time last year, fans were chanting, pay Micah still. It was still kind of dark. You know, it was kind of one of those situations. But the Dallas Cowboys have strategically moved in the right direction, and I'm excited about that. The goal line stops got me drinking Kool-Aid in the preseason. Facts. I mean, here's the thing, y'all. I get it, because people say it's just preseason. Yeah, I get it. But that's all we have to go off of. Right? And at the end of the day, your main goal is to improve. Improve in training camp. Improve in preseason. That is the setting blocks to go into the season. We can't say I'm excited and we're focusing on where we're currently at, what our feet currently are. And when you're looking at where our feet currently are as far as training camp and also preseason, you have every right, Cowboys Nation, to be excited. I mean, yeah, people want us to jump the gun, but we're in preseason mode. But you should be excited. You should be excited. And why should you be excited, Cowboys Nation? For a defense that was historically bad, like historically bad, we didn't just tinker and slightly improve. We revamped it. You brought in Rashawn Gary, added Von Miller, added Jalen Thompson, added PJ Locke, added Kobe Durant, added Darion Kendrick, who we'll talk about here in a second, added D. Winters, Otito, Jonathan Bullard, Curtis Robinson, Tyrus Wheatback. Then in the draft, Caleb Downs, Malachi Lawrence, Jay-Sean Barham, LT Overton, Devin Moore. Then you bring back, healthy Overshown, hopefully. Then you bring back healthy Deron Bland, hopefully. You bring back healthy Malik Hooker. So you still have some guys, and then you toss in the rotation from some of the leftovers and Donovan Izaraku and, maybe Maris Leofeld that we're talking. They actually didn't just say, you know what, we're going to bring in Christian Parker and try to tweak what we had last year. It was a full teardown and rebuild. Full teardown and rebuild. Early stream, man. You know what I'm saying? Today's Wednesday? Today Wednesday? Yeah, today's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't like noon games, so maybe we start doing news streams. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all like noon streams. You know what I'm saying? During noon, I typically watch my content creators. Tomorrow, Suits and my dog TGG does a lot of incredible Grand Theft Auto content, and tomorrow he's gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go crazy. Like it's a difference in levels between what some of those GTA 6 content creators do versus what we do. You know what I'm saying? I've been in live streams and he's had 20,000 people watching him talk. Like it's a whole different level. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that. But typically through noon, I'm watching other content creators, all right? But I say, you know what? I'm going to go live at noon myself. But it is a full revamp of the defense. Tore it down and rebuilt it. And so Cowboys fans have every right to be excited. Preseason or not, training camp or not, this is currently where we are. Now, will it transpire? Will we go 12-5? When we win the division, will we win? We will deal with that when we get there. All right? But I'm liking what I'm seeing, y'all. I'm liking what I'm seeing from a culture aspect, from a player mindset aspect. Even the deaf guys are playing hard. Even the deaf guys are playing hard. Y'all missed the missed tackles. I don't know what he's talking about. All right. Yeah. Hey, man, if somebody's in here trolling, y'all know my motto. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the motto from a rich gang out there. Y'all know the motto. If somebody out here trolling, we'll get a new one tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a new subscriber tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But let me know how y'all feeling, man. I feel the energy. I feel the excitement. It's just one of those things where I think the Dallas Cowboys are setting a good tone for the season. See? T-Jack, no. Rockabye, baby. You know what I'm saying? Rockabye, baby. You know what I'm saying? That right by ear. Say bring them back so I can roast them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be tripping in chat. All right. So here we go. We got one preseason game left versus the Saints. I might buy a Donovan Izaraku jersey just for Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because those Saints fans were talking super aggressive on Twitter. I'm like, bro, I'm not going back and forth with those Saints fans. I just can't. All right. But we have some interesting conversations. Now, I'm not going to do my final prediction. I feel like final predictions is kind of watered down because everyone does final predictions. So we are going to do this together as a family, and I want y'all to let me know, how do you guys think things are going to go? All right. So let's start with the offense. Okay. I think that, let me actually turn this camera up just a little bit. There we go. Center. All right. Got to be centered. All right. I think when we'll talk about it here in a second, Newhouse. Dak Prescott, QB1, regardless of what other people might try to tell you. So I'm about to order a Barham jersey. Here's the thing about Barham jerseys. I have about probably 6 or 7 LVE jerseys, and you probably think I'm some LVE super fan. No, that was just my football number. So I got y'all remember the salute to service, the all black jersey that came out. I might wear it on my next video so I can see it, right? But it's like all black, and it had the little military patches on it, and it's 55. I was like, bro, if I could get someone to switch the nameplates, if I can get someone to switch those nameplates to put Barham on it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I'm going to get a Barham jersey, but I don't know if I want a whole closet full of 55. I just need someone to swap out the nameplates. It's like an all black joint, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. All right. So quarterback. Think we can all agree? Joe Milton, quarterback 2. Right? I think we all agree. Joe Milton, quarterback 2. I think Joe Milton has done enough that we've seen from the upside potential, and that's what I was kind of talking about in our breakdown, right? Ceiling versus floor guy. Joe Milton's ceiling is through the roof if he can learn how to put some touch on the passes and also just slow down in progress. And we saw that last weekend. Joe Milton looked good. Now, of course, y'all, here's what I'm saying. There's going to be people, oh, Joe Milton can replace Dak, and dog, can we just let Joe Milton just blossom in his own right? Can we just let Joe Milton just grow in peace without being compared to Dak Prescott? Since I've been doing content, I've had Derek Carr compared to Dak. I've had Deshaun Watson compared to Dak. I had Carson Wentz compared to Dak. And then there's Jalen Hurts. Like, can we just stop it, bro? Cooper Rush compared to Dak. Can we just let Joe Milton just grow in peace without the circus? And here's what I'll say, Cowboys Nation. As much as we want to fault Jerry Jones for creating a circus, because he does, sometimes, whether it's media members, content creators, or fans, we create the circus our damn selves. All right? We don't need to create a Joe Milton versus Dak circus. We don't. It's unfair to Joe Milton. It's unfair. All right? Let that man just grow in peace. All right? But, goofies are going to goofy. But, it just is what it is. All right? So I think we can assume Dak Milton. Let me ask you this. So I saw the conversations online about trading Milton. I don't think you do it. Maybe down the road you can consider it, but not right now because we need a quarterback too. But would you consider trading Sam Howell? Because there's a team in Cleveland that might need a quarterback. Or do you just keep Sam Howell as your QB3, the inactive guy that you see just in case of emergencies? Let's see. Would you keep him or trade him? You would trade him, Nick? Yeah, if the right team came calling, and let's say it's a 6th-round pick. Yeah, I'm cool with that. If it's quarterback 3, quarterback 2, I think we can find another quarterback kind of just sitting around to be the clipboard holder just in case Milton and Dak go down. You might not. I mean, but his preseason game wasn't bad. I know he had the interception, but I mean, there's other quarterbacks that were higher draft picks that look actually bad. They really look bad. All right. So if I think the Cowboys will probably keep him as the quarterback 3 stash. All right. Now, let's get into the hot topic button. Javonte Williams, running back 1. Right. That's what I'm saying. You got Coach Greer right there. So if things really hit the fan, hey, bro, just suit up. Just suit up. Jarrett Verse. Did someone say Jarrett Verse for Sam Howell? I don't know what type of Madden glitch code you pulled off. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, if you can pull it off, here's how you pull it off. All right. I'm going to give y'all some sauce. Here's how you trade Sam Howell for Jarrett Verse. I'm not sure if this trick even works. I don't play Madden franchise anymore. But what I used to do, I would go in and change like Jarrett Verse to a punter when my roommates was in as class and stuff. I would change him to a punter, and all of a sudden, I would offer like Sam Howell and a 6th-round pick, and I got Jarrett Verse on my team as a punter, and I would change his position back to defensive end. Ask my college roommates about that. We used to scrap over that. They didn't know what I was doing while they was in class, but I was sitting at home changing players' positions and then swapping them out. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was like Sean Taylor, change Sean Taylor to a punter, give up 2 5th-round picks or a 6th-round pick. He drops like to a 54 overall, get him, and switch him right back. I don't even know if you can do that on Madden anymore. That was my glitch, all right? So that's how you get Jarrett Verse for Sam Howell. That's the only way. That's the only way. All right. I'm on that Madden glitch. That's my only reason to trade build. I'm on that team to keep him. I don't know if it works on Madden. Y'all should try it. If y'all in a Madden franchise, see if y'all can go ahead and just change the positions and then offer a trade to get the trade to go through, and then just submit. Used to work back in the day. That was my go-to move. And that's why I would win the Madden franchise every year, because my team would be loaded. Like, bro, what'd you give up to get Randy Moss? Oh, man, I gave up like a 3rd, you know what I'm saying, in a player, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, Lee, bro, hey, there was money on the line. Back in the day, in college, $200 on the line, bro, that was like 2 bands. So it was by any means necessary. So then we had a rule when you couldn't play Madden or we couldn't do any trades while people were in class. So we would take the memory cards, because in the PlayStation, you could pull the memory cards out. So people would take the memory cards out, put in their backpack, so we couldn't do no trades or exchange and all that. But, it is what it is. All right, Javonte Williams. I think we can all agree Malik Davis is RB2. Let me know who's y'all RB2. I got Malik Davis winning it as things currently in. I feel like he's had a phenomenal camp. Every time Malik has got an opportunity, he has showed up and showed out. You can trust him. Says, what's up, brother? Keep up the good work. Love what you do, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all, man. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you can get that hype button, go ahead and hype me up as well. We are making a push for, I think, 27,000. So let's go ahead. I think we're like 40 people away. So just 40 of y'all, if you haven't subscribed already, just hit that subscribe button. We'll get there. All right. So, yeah, RB2. RB2. All right. Now, Newhouse, this is where the fun begins. Who do I think will get RB3? I think it's going to be Jadon Blue. All right. Last game, all the way into the 3rd quarter, 75 rushing yards, even though I wasn't a fan of jumping through the hole. Please do not make that a habit. Please don't. But you have Blue, Maffa, and Izzy. But also, Cowboys Nation, don't forget, one of those slots are going to go to Hunter Lipke as well. So, more than likely, I think it's going to be Javonte, Malik, Blue, Hunter. Maybe they IR stash Maffa. And I feel like they're going to try to waive Izzy and get him through waivers because he's been from team to team. He's been at Green Bay. He's been in San Francisco. He's been in the Jets. I feel like this is what they're going to try to do. So I think that Javonte, Malik, and Blue, alongside Lipke, will be your 4 active running backs. All right? And I like Hunter Lipke. I personally feel like the Cowboys really haven't unlocked Hunter Lipke like they should have. Yeah. And here's the thing. I feel like if you're going back to the upside, people forget Israel Benaconda, he was a 4-3 guy, his damn self, man. Clayton, man, appreciate you. See, told you we get a new subscriber, man. Appreciate the new subscribe. Welcome to the game. Holla. We them boys. Appreciate you. People forget Israel Benaconda was a 4-3 guy coming out of Pitt. And he has some size. And if you haven't saw the video that I have with the interview, I had his trainer on the show, and he was been working. Let me see. Let me see if I still have. Let me see. Let me see here. Boom. Where's that? Hold up. Let me see. Let me see. I get it right here. So Izzy's been in the lab working. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my dog too, like Craig, man, because he sent me this photos. I was like, where you at, bro? And he was like, oh man, just in the lab. He's like, I'm just in the lab, man. He's just like, who you with? Who you training? He's like, oh, Israel Benaconda. I was like, get the fuck out. He was like, yeah, you know him? Dog. Yes, I do. He's like, oh yeah, he's just at my crib training in my backyard. I said, well, ain't that it be? You know what I'm saying? So Israel's been working on his athleticism. I feel like Israel Benaconda gives you both of what Shotty could be looking for. You have power, you have burst, you have speed. And he's a guy that's been a bell cow back. All right? But I think it's just how things go in Dallas. You know, we'll sit back and wait and see. But I don't think they move on from Blue. I think Blue will get on this roster. And then Hunter Lipke and Israel Benaconda. Phil Maffa is going to be the interesting one to see how that really works when it comes to Phil Maffa. All right. Boom. Wide receiver. Let's talk about it. So, CeeDee Lamb is good. We know George Pickens, who I would probably say is the camp MVP, is good. Ryan Flo is good. I know people don't want to hear it, all right, especially my dog Rome. Turk, he's good. All right, special team saves. So then it comes down to Mingo, MVS, and downtown Camden Brown. What do y'all think's going to happen with Camden Brown, y'all? This is the one I can't figure out. Because we looked the other day, we can't do the veteran cut for Mingo. I don't think they're going to keep 6 wide receivers. The only thing I think the Cowboys might try to do is IR stash one of them. Lee doesn't know. You see, you gonna cut Camden Brown? I know you Commanders fans that wants to cut Camden Brown. He'll mess around and be a starter out there in Washington. Yeah, I think MVS, you can veteran cut. So the veteran cut is if they played more than 5 years, I believe, right? More than 5 years. I think that's the time frame. You can get cut, and then you can come back to the roster or pick where you want to go. So you don't have to go through waivers. Turpin runs to the sideline too much for me. Here's the thing, y'all. I really think that Turpin, the returner, saves him. And here's the reason why. And I was going to put this in the film session, but it's like, you know what? I didn't feel like doing film. You know, we got a lot of film to do this year. So it's like, I don't want to just overblow with the film, all right? But Turpin is good with the return game because, honestly, Jadon Blue, he still doesn't look for me. That's the one thing where I'm getting worried about Blue. You don't see him with the us. Like, he doesn't make people miss. Y'all remember when Deuce had his little crease in preseason and Deuce was out there and spinning? You don't see that with Jadon Blue, especially in the return game. I felt like if Jadon Blue could have showed you something in the return game as a returner, they would have probably thought, okay, maybe we could possibly do something with Turpin. But they paid him. He's our ace returner. Turpin's a lock, okay? So, I don't know. I really don't know how this works out. If there's anyone, I think someone said it right. Maybe they try to keep 6. Maybe. That's a whole lot of wide receivers. But maybe they try to keep 6 because I just don't know. Can you cut Brown and get away with it? I really don't. All right. Tight ends. Ferguson, Spanford. And y'all, Schoonmaker just keeps surviving. Schoonmaker just keeps surviving, y'all. He just keeps surviving one way or another. Schoonmaker still survives. So now we have to have the conversation about a lot of our favorites in Michael Trigg. Now, apparently, Michael Trigg has a toe injury. Doing this in the chat, Commander. Bang, bang. They said that Michael Trigg has a toe injury. So could it be a situation where I know Newhouse, bro? He just survives. I don't know what it is. I don't know what type of photos he got on who. But man, yeah, Brandon, I think he's going on IR, y'all. I think he's going on IR. Because here's the thing. If you are a UDFA trying to make the Dallas Cowboys roster, you're not letting a toe injury keep you out of anything. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting a toe injury keep you out of anything. All right? So I think they put the toe tag on Michael Trigg. They're going to IR him, keep him on the roster, and still just keep him in-house. And then maybe moving forward, if something gets a little shaky, they will then bring him up. Schoonmaker got something on somebody. I have never seen a player like it's crazy because someone went through that draft, right? The Mozzie, the Schoonmakers, Overshown still here. But that whole draft class at Jalen Brooks, the list goes on and on. But Schoon just keeps surviving. And we've had ton. Here's the thing. Let me know. Comment below. I would say we saw more from Peyton Hendershot than I've seen from Luke Schoonmaker. Yeah, I mean, turf toe and the toe injury, but I don't think Michael Trigg got a toe injury like that. Yeah, it just all of a sudden got a toe injury. But, if we're doing Peyton Hendershot showed more upside potential than Luke Schoonmaker has. I was actually a Blake Jarwin fan. I thought Blake Jarwin was going to be something, And Ferg was starting to look a little bit about hurt Blake Jarwin after he got that contract. So I need Jake Ferguson to really emerge this year. So yeah, but Schoonmaker just survives, y'all. So we'll have to sit back and see how that all plays out. And then last on the offensive side of the ball, offensive line, Tyler Guyton, we need you, bro. We need you. We need you. Tyler Smith, good. I think Cooper Beebe's really going to take a leap forward. Tyler Booker, leap forward. Terrence Steele, pray for him. But then outside of that, TJ Bass, I think Johnny, Nasty Nate, Leverett. But I don't know about Drew Shelton, y'all. Comment below. And I was a guy that was probably the highest on Drew Shelton. And I know people are saying, yo, Tuck, give him time. Give him the offseason peanut butter. Let him grow. I'm telling you guys right now, it's a longer project than I originally expected. This isn't going to be a year 3 jump. This might be 4 or 5. There is a lot of work on his game. I was going to do a film session. I was like, nah, I can't, because there's nothing to really highlight. Let me know, y'all. Do you guys think that Drew Shelton is going to be safe just because of where he was picked? I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how you as a coaching staff or a scout can look at his film from camp to the scrimmages to the preseason and just be like, give him time. It's a lot of work. It's almost like a 4 to 5 year renovation. Drew Shelton needs protein shakes, and somebody needs to go drop him off in the trenches and get into a bar fight. You know what I'm saying? Like someone needs to take Drew Shelton to some hood rat club in Dallas. I ain't gonna list nobody. I ain't gonna list no clubs. So I don't want people, you know what I'm saying? But I know a few. I think Jerry Jones be driving down around that area, swerving a little bit. There's some clubs around Harry Hines. If I was the Dallas Cowboys, I would take Drew Shelton on a ride and drop him off on Harry Hines Boulevard in the middle of the night and see if he can find his way back home. That's what I would do. I'm not putting him with Big Duke no more. I'm not working on his footwork. I'm not putting on his hands or anything, right? I'm going to put about 3 diamond chains on him, tell him to get dressed up really nice, put a little cash in his pocket, and drop him off on Harry Hines Boulevard and say, yeah, or Oak Cliff. Drop him off in the cliff with $30,000 around his neck and see if he can get home. You know what I'm saying? You remember like the Spartan movie 300, they take their kids and they would drop them off in the wilderness and they had to come back from the wild, being out in the cold, dealing with wolves. That's what. Now, don't do that, Seabass. We're not trying to get him hurt for real. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to get him hurt for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you drop him off to the wrong spot, the wrong colors, he ain't making it back home. You know what I'm saying? But he needs to go in the trenches. I need to see Drew Shelton throw a punch at practice. I need to see something. Like he's a really good kid. I know he won the awards and did the things with Jason Witten and was recognized. Cool story, bro. But the thing that I expected when it came to Drew Shelton was he had really good footwork coming out of Penn State, and pass pro was his thing. He was really good in pass pro. But now all of a sudden, not good in pass pro, the hands are slow, you're hinging and leaning forward at the hips all the time, you're lunging forward, you look lost, you're struggling versus speed rushers, you're struggling versus power rushers. I don't know where to start. Besides, drop him off on Harry Hines. Drop him off on Harry Hines, man. Drop him off. Drop him off on Harry Hines. Let's say we go into the airport real quick and be like, actually, here's your stop. Get out the car. Get out the car. All right? So, I'm not sure if he makes it. Would I keep him? No. I would try to see if I could waive him and get him back, maybe have off waivers. But I could go find you another Drew Shelton off someone else's roster right now. Shotty, trust me. I'm good for it. I'll go find you another one right now. There'll be 1,000 Drew Sheltons that's cut. And I'm not, say I hate like I'm bagging on the kid or y'all know that's not my forte. But there was nothing on that film, y'all. That would have probably did 200 views because y'all would have just dipped out and be like, "Pia, Tuck, Pia. I'm not watching this." And I didn't want to do that to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he had some situations. So we'll see what happens with Drew Shelton. But I like Nate Leverett. I was very unfamiliar with this game, but his film is pretty damn good at the center. So he gives you that backup center in rotation. So the interior guys, I think they're good. We'll have to just go with Nasty Nate in case of emergency. But I would look to see around the league if there's anyone dropping off some talented tackles or some tackles with some experience that you could grab and shore up the left side or the right side because we really need it, man. So this is my dog Anger in the building, man. Trade for offensive line, Brandon. Good question. A lot of people ask me that. Offensive linemen are rarely traded for because they're like gems. Like they're special because there's not a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? So if you got one, a good one, you really don't let it go. Like you really don't let it go. I mean, think about this from our standpoint, right? When we had the whole situation with Lyle and Terrence Steele, we kept both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because one, it's a situation where, one goes down, because they're always falling over, knee injuries, getting dove at, all sorts of stuff, so you really just aren't able to trade for tackles like that. You know what I'm saying? You really aren't, but we'll see how it all folds out. But yeah, I think someone said, you haven't watched Nate. He's been playing really damn good. He is playing really damn good. Like I said, he was completely off my radar. I don't even know where he came from. But he's out there. He's out there moving stuff. Which, I mean, I know people don't like moving offensive linemen around. But, I mean, if Nate's a dog like he's been looking, plug him in the center, slide Cooper BB back to his natural position, slide Tyler Smith out the tackle if things hit the fan, man, I would go for it. I would go for it. Rhonda Green says Penn State did quick game, not for 5-7 drops. Drew never had to hold his blocks. I heard content creators say, yeah, I mean, but he had Drew Aller because if you go back to because Penn State, they had Coach Andy Kolonicki as their offensive coordinator. He came from the University of Kansas. So when it comes to Andy's offense, it is the quick game. There's a lot of RPOs. But they do 5 to 7 drops, right? Now, how frequent is it? Probably not. But you're still playing Big Ten football. So you would think he would be stronger at the point of contact, at least. You know, I think that's my biggest concern from him. I don't see any force at the point of contact. So if you're playing the Big Ten, you would think naturally, I mean, you're going against the Ohio States, you're going against, you know, the Michigans, the Barhams, like you're going against built for tough, you know, defensive linemen and linebackers. You know, you think that he would be better prepared for it. He had some really good games. And I hate that I did cut his college film and I thought I uploaded it and I didn't because the file got corrupted and I didn't cut it again because I was like, you know what? I'm not doing no more offensive lineman film. So out of Penn State. But you would think that would be the case, all right? That's too much sliding. It is too much sliding, but hey, man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to slide. We ain't got no other options, man, because as of right now, I don't know who our options are at tackle. I don't know who our options are. So it definitely wasn't all a quick game at Penn State. Yeah, I mean, because they run the ball. I mean, they had the running backs, you know what I'm saying, with Allen and Singleton. So, and Drew Aller, he did a lot of 5-step drops, 7-step drops. Now, how frequent was in certain games, you know, I didn't scout it that deeply when it came to him. So, yeah. All right, man. Appreciate y'all as always, man. Make sure I like the content, share the content. Go ahead and hype me up as well. And let's go ahead and get into, where is it? Let's see here. Boom. All right, let me see. Let me do this real quick. Change this. Let me change this. All right. Well, what the hell? What the helly? There we go. Hold on. What is it? There we go. Bang. Flying in the ground. All right. Flying. And wait. Hold on. Let me see this. Let me do this here. You know, this is why I need that new computer, y'all, because I can do all this much quicker. And then bang. Okay. Defense wins championships, as they will say. All right. So we got Quentin Williams, lock. Kenny Clark, lock. Otito, lock. Probably, I would say Bullard, lock. All right. Eat a beach. Oh, yeah. Not sure what you're referring to, man, but welcome to CFO Gang, man. Scare me with that one popping up on the screen. Scare me with that, dog, popping up on the screen. All right. Eat a beach. All right. So we got the guys that we kind of know as our core guys, all right? But I saw this conversation online on Twitter, so to my dog Okoye was kind of having. I think someone asked a question. Jay Toye, who showed some promise last preseason game, versus my guy and Tommy Dunn Jr. JV, the members, man, got the emojis. Let them rip, man. Y'all can come a member and spam the emojis as well. I got to get some more. We got to get some more in the chat. I got to get some more. Oh, let's see here. Yeah. Caleb Downs one. Caleb Downs. Bye. Salute to my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother. That's my younger brother right there, Cody. My brother is not annoying as some of these players' brothers be. You know what I'm saying? My brother is not as annoying as some of these players' brothers be. Now, of course, my brother will always protect me, but y'all ain't got to worry about my brother always on Twitter messing with Cowboys fans and causing problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works in those households, but I'm damn like, hey, bro, chill. Hey, chill, bro. I still live here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, dog, you know what I'm saying? Chill a little bit. Man, this is my brother Cody. You know what I'm saying? Even though my own brother, y'all, he sold me out on going to Brazil. He sold me out on going to Brazil. When the whole family was going against me and my mama was in play and my wife was in play about going to Brazil, the one person I thought I would have my back on me going to Brazil was my own brother, and he said no. You know what I'm saying? Cody Parsons. Yep, man. Y'all, no. See? No. It's such a bad breakup. Even the family members still salty. Like I said in the video yesterday, bro, I know why Terrence did that. He can lie to y'all. He can't lie to me. He can lie to y'all. He can't lie to me. He was pissed off because he got smoked in the Madden tournament in the first round. So if you go through his Twitter timeline, he got all pissy at me because I was laughing because I saw the video. I saw the video and him getting packed up. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing, man. Losing in Madden hurts. You know, I've been mad losing in Madden. But losing in Madden in front of the 304s. You know what I'm saying? You at a bar or a club and there's a bunch of 304s out there and you get bounced in the first round. I would have went on Twitter raging too. I would have went on Twitter raging too. Because I saw the clips and I saw some of the 304s that was out there. You know what I'm saying? I saw some of them. Because what happened was, here's what happened. I'm going to tell y'all the story. You know what? So to Terrence Parsons, I got no problem with you, dog. But you want to tell the story, I'm going to tell the story how it go. All right? So he was in a Madden tournament and was at this bar and he was playing for money, okay? Now, my dog, King Capers, he's a phenomenal Madden player. Like, he plays it for real, for real, for real. So he was in the tournament, all right? So Capers was on this side of the bracket and Terrence was on this side of the bracket originally. So Terrence thought he was going to run through some people, you know, and then maybe meet up with my dog King Capers and get into the finals, and maybe, you know, he gets off a win, or maybe they split the pot. But what happened, the bartender switched the bracket and put him with King Capers first. She did a switcheroo. I saw her. I saw the video. She erased it and put Terrence over here versus King Capers first. And of course, he got dog walked and he was mad at everybody, mad at the whole club. And then he went on Twitter and started raging. That ain't our fault. That ain't our fault. That ain't our fault, bro. I didn't switch the bracket. Cowboys Nation didn't switch the bracket. We wasn't there. We was watching camp clips. Bro, I would have raged too. You know what I'm saying? I should. Let me see. I don't think I still got the video. Let me see if I still got the video. Let me see if I still got the video. Let's see if I got the video. Hold on. Oh, let me see if I still got the video. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Clarence, I love you, dog. But hey, man, when you come at Cowboys Nation, shit, you got to deal with the OG out front. And it just be like that sometimes. Hey, you know, don't talk about my hood. I want to talk about your hood. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I still got the... Hold up. You see? It got switched. She switched it. She put a switcheroo on him, and he got hot. There it is right there. You know what I'm saying? Tuck don't be lying. Oh, yeah, I got the proof. I got the files. Y'all know we the king of receipts. You know what I'm saying? She put a switcherooski on a Madden challenge. You know what I'm saying? And that boy got packed up in the first round. You know what I'm saying? So you over here talking about Cowboys missing the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys not making playoffs. Playoffs? Are you kidding me? You want to talk about playoffs? Playoffs? And now you're mad at us. We ain't do that. We did not do that. All right, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to TP, man. Then he was like, you play me. You play me then, bro. It is 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. You play me in Madden then. Okay. Oh, he texts me like, I'm online now. Or no, bro, don't hit me and try to take it out on me. I wasn't in that tournament. I played Madden 2 times since I bought it. I ain't got time. Cowboys Nation is keeping me occupied with this good-ass roster. All right. So, Tommy Dunn Jr. versus Jay Toye. Who wins? You know what I'm saying? Who y'all got winning that matchup? Like I said, Jay Toye looked good. You know, Tommy Dunn, he has been our highest graded defensive tackle. He is moving quick and he's versatile. He can play nose. He can also play 3-tech as well. This will come down to what my dog Boss always talks about, Basses versus Sons, all right? Jay was the draft pick. Tommy was the new UDFA. But it's going to come down to what Christian Parker prefers. I think you could get Jay probably through the waivers. I don't think you can get Tommy Dunn through the waivers because I know there was a lot of teams out there that wanted him, but he chose to come to Dallas because Dallas made a press for him. So we'll have to sit back and wait and see. And maybe I'll do that film on them because I think that's going to be one of the main things I watch on Friday is that defensive interior, the last little job, all right? Linebackers. Overshown. Winters. Can't wait to actually see it. Barham. So to CFT, my dog in the building, man. What's going on with you, dog? We them boys. That's my brother, man. My brother talked me into buying a brand new computer. I'm putting that all on you, man. I told my wife, Rome, man. Rome told me I got to get a whole brand new computer. And a 4K monitor, too, in order for it to work. So, you know what I'm saying? I put that on Rome. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, man. Rome took a look at my computer. He said, you know what? You got to hit Best Buy up. Got to hit Best Buy up, man. Got to hit Best Buy up, man. So to my dog, Rome. Jay-Sean Barham. Now, yesterday when I made the video, I was saying the bar hammer, I don't know. I really didn't like it. He said that wasn't no big chill. Nah, bro. I was like, hey, bro, I called my dog Rome. He knows a lot about computers, and he said, your computer is fried. You got to get a brand new one. You know what I'm saying? And it only works for the 4K monitor. So that's all on Rome. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Sean Barham yesterday. And a lot of people are calling him the bar hammer. And I'm just like, man, mid, as my boys would say, mid, buns. Wasn't really feeling the bar hammer. Then, so I asked Cowboys Nation, like, yo, what are we going to call Jay-Sean Barham? And I saw people in the chat, some said, like, Bam Bam Barham. But it's Barham. It's Barham. It's Jay-Sean Barham. It's not Barham, even though I like the Bam Bam Barham if you do combine it with the ham, but it's actually Barham. So it's kind of like, And I had one dude, he was like, I'm going to call him Killer. I was like, dog, you can't. I was like, bro, you can't just be walking around calling somebody Killer in public. Like that's not going to work. Right? So we can't just call him Killer. He was like, yeah, I'm going to call him Killer, Tuck. That's his name, Killer. No. Agent of Chaos. Kind of like that. That could be a combination if Agent Zero and they kind of do that. Agent of Chaos. Kind of like that. Yeah, I can't call another grown man Bar Hammer, you know what I'm saying, or Bam Bam, because Bam Bam was just a dude with a big ass club. He was a dude with a big ass, well, he was a kid with a big ass stick. That's the one I liked. That's the one I see on Twitter. I think my dog Tom Downey I've seen the mock-ups. I like the Predator. I like the Predator. Some people were saying the Wolverine, which I can go either way. But honestly, I just think we need to stay away from the Wolverine theme in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? This is all right. I like the Predator. Kinda. We'll have to work on it though. It's kind of like, Stop, Barhammer time. See, Lee, no, bro. Nah, we not, no. Oh, I'm saying, or we can just call him JB or something like that. We'll work on it. But give me some names, y'all, because I feel like it's gonna be a work in progress. This ain't gonna be a quick thing. Bam Bam Bigelow. Shoot the Bam Bam Bigelow. I like the Predator as of right now. That's kind of my lead favorite. Tolbert was the Predator? Predator of what, bro? What was Jalen Tolbert the Predator? Yeah, absolutely not. You know what's funny? He's their wide receiver 1 out there in Miami. One of my friends said to my dog TD, he's like, yo, Tuck, you know, he's a Dolphins content creator. He's like, man, you want to come on my show and talk about Jalen Tolbert? I was like, I mean, I can, but it's really going to be a waste of time. But sure, why not? I mean, if you're looking for someone to sell it, that ain't going to be me. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got Dak Prescott. You don't have Dak Prescott. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, Jalen Tolbert, like, you got to have the main thing. He's just the accessory. You got to have the Dak Prescott to make the all work. You don't have that. So I don't know how it's going to work as Jalen Tolbert as your wide receiver 1/2. I don't know. But yeah, so it's a Bam Bam Bigelow. I love Bam Bam Bigelow. So yeah. So Jayshon Barham, think he has Shamar James. Okay. Then we'll see what happens with Justin Barron, who look well, you know, but I think those will probably be your 4 key guys. I skipped the edge. We'll get back to that second. Your 4 key guys at linebacker. All right. Edge, let's get back to that. Skip to the edge, the most important position I think we need to talk about. Sean Gary, King Von Miller. You can't call him King Von. I'm calling him King Von. Vaughn, I'm calling him King Von. That's a nickname I'm rolling with, whether y'all like it or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't call him King Von. For those who don't know King Von, he was a killer. For real. Like a real one. Like the real ones. Not just a football killer. He's a killer for real. Rashawn Gary, Von Miller, Donovan Izaraku, Malachi Lawrence. You probably would toss in James Houston, right? James Houston. What happens with Sam Williams and Maris Leofau? Y'all let me know. What happens with Sam Williams and Maris Leofau? Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The King Von, yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. Yeah. You can call King Von a killer. Not Jayshon Barham. What happens between Maris and Sam? One goes. I think this is it. I think this is the Dark Knight Joker walking into the room, breaking that pool stick in half, and tossing out to Maris and Sam Williams. Whoever survives, survives. Could it come down to special teams? Possibly. But I do think this is what I'm saying. Because William and Jaden, y'all are making the 2 conversations. If you're looking for flexibility, because you can always put Maris back into that linebacker room if need be, you keep Maris. Also, special teams aspect as well. Sam got 1.7 mil. And also, when it comes to Sam Williams, and someone gave us an analogy on TikTok like it's perfect. Sam Williams is the new Randy Gregory. And what do I mean by that? Even though you really haven't gotten much return on your investments of Sam Williams as a second round pick, he's just so athletic and freakishly good. You're scared that someone else is going to get it and you're going to regret it. My dog Rome says Sam can go. If I'm looking at things, I would say, bro, it's time. Because think about this. Sam was drafted under Dan Quinn. And there hasn't been a game yet where you're like, oh, besides special teams, right? You see the punt, the field goal blocks and stuff like that, right? But you haven't seen a Sam Williams game record. Honestly, you guys know how much film I've broken down on my channel. I don't think I've done any Sam Williams film since the Ole Miss film. I don't think I have. Which is crazy. I broke him down in Ole Miss, but I don't think I had any Sam Williams, not one. So there hasn't been a game where I can say, you know what? I got to break down Sam because he went crazy. It's kind of crazy. I got Julius Wood film breakdowns, Isaiah Land, Camden Brown, like you name it. But it's like there hasn't been a game where it's like, oh, bro, you see Sam, we got to talk about Sam. He went crazy. I seen him get penalties. But so I think that's going to be the conversation. Sam is just so freakish athletic, and he can play inside in 3-tech, and he's strong as an ox. He can play stand-up outside linebacker. He can be your gunner on special teams. But does he give you anything that you feel like you can't get elsewhere? Versus Maris, I still think that Maris has a lot of ability at the inside linebacker spot, and you're seeing him move around and play a little inside linebacker. I might do the Maris film session next because he's playing some inside linebacker. So we'll have to sit back and wait and see, but only one can probably maintain. I know when they saw Von Miller come in, they both were thinking, damn. Just blew up my whole little I was safe. All right. Corners. Bland, Durant. It sounds like those will be our two outside guys. You know, typically right now when we're out in Frisco, you're starting to get ready into preparation for week 1, which I'll be in attendance. Who's all going to the Giants game? I know my dog Clyde's going to be there. I think my dog Sam Broom's going to be there. My dog Lando says, I'm loud on Drew Shelton, so I got to stand on it. He's not making my team. It's up to me. He's 2 years away, and this team cannot wait that long. Lando, we just talked about Shelton early in the offensive room. Me personally, I liked his film coming out of Penn State, but I am 1,000% with you, Lando. He has given me nothing to stand on to be like, he needs to stay, and someone needs to go. I can't make an argument, Lando, that Drew Shelton's on the roster, but Julius Wood isn't, right? I can't make an argument that Drew Shelton takes up a space and even Maris or Sam Williams isn't. I can't make an argument that Drew Shelton is on this roster and, you know, you lose possibly a Camden Brown. I feel like that is a wasted space. For me, Lando, I'm 1,000% with you. I know he was a draft pick. I know he has the size. He did have the athleticism, but you can go get another one off someone's roster tomorrow, I guarantee. So I'm 1,000%. And I was the person like, you know what? Because they moved him up in rotation with the twos. I was like, yo, he's going to, okay, he's moving up the block. He said, nah, Tuck, I ain't got it. So good conversation. All right. Bland, Durant, Revel. And then, who outside of that, Cowboys Nation? Who has caught your eye outside of those three? Is it speed that a lot of people are talking about? Kalen Carson had his ups and downs. But Kalen Carson, my guy Devin Moore, he really haven't got a lot of reps yet. Bridges, Butler. I guess you can put in Reddy Stewart, even though he's been playing a little safety. So who is your next, I would say, 3 that y'all have making this roster? Dallas better keep Camden Brown. Yeah. Could have had Mike Washington. I said it on Twitter, right? Granted, he went in the front of that round, but imagine if the Dallas Cowboys would have rocked out with Jamar McCoy in that round. You know what I'm saying? My dog Lou in the building, man. What's up, Big Lou? Big retirement plan, man. It's hit 10K. Salute to my dog out there in Frisco. I know y'all having fun. Y'all was having fun out there last night in Frisco, man. I was like, damn, bro, ain't nobody gonna eat those wings. You know what I'm saying? And I almost caught a flight. I almost booked my flight out there and just came out there today. But I was like, you know what? Let me chill. Because like I said, I'm going to New York and you know what I'm saying? So like, let me just be home with the family for a little bit. Plus, J Tuck Jr., this is my J Tuck Jr., my little minion. He just made varsity soccer, so he got soccer going on, man, and all that stuff. I was going to fly out there, man, because I was having too much fun. So I see speed, Reddy, Butler. I can see that. So y'all think that Devin Moore doesn't make it? And I think Kalen Carson doesn't make it. Yeah, Lando was there too. Everybody was in the building, man. Appreciate the super chat from my dog Lando, man.
Holla. We them boys.
He says, peep the Shelton segment. I've been loud myself, so I had to stand on and support the show, man. Appreciate you, Lando. Appreciate you, dog. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a tough one to see, if they actually do make the decision to move on from Drew Shelton. I don't understand how you cannot. I know you said 2 years, Lando. I think it's even further down. I think it's like a 3 to 4 year project. There's a lot of things to clean up. There's a lot of things to clean up in this game, and I personally just don't have the time for it. I mean, of course I could if he was a later round guy, but I'm not losing a roster spot for this cleanup. I can go clean up somebody who's a veteran and get them up to speed versus that. So, see, Devin Moore can make it back to the practice squad. He's been injured, though, so maybe he could be one of those guys. Carson can go. I think a lot of people are out on Carson. It's going to be interesting to see how the Dallas Cowboys handling Kalen Carson. I think Kalen Carson is one of those ones, y'all, where it's there. It's really there, but we just haven't seen it. And it's kind of like the Sam Williams thing. It's like, bro, like, he has the size. He has the physicality. He's super aggressive. He has really good hands. He's strong in press. But we just haven't seen Kalen Carson games that we can trust. I think that's the most difficult part. So corner is going to definitely get tricky. But like you're saying, Lou, because was Carson, he was a Zim guy, right? Was Carson Zim? Or did he come out in DQ? I don't remember. His third year? I want to say he was a Zim guy, right? I don't remember. It's all starting to mush together. Yeah, he's been here. Yeah, he has been here. He has been here. So we need to push to keep Juju. All right, let's go ahead and talk to the safeties. All right. Yeah, so he came under Zim. Okay. Downs, lock. Thompson, lock. Hooker, lock. And it sounds like, from conversations, Marquise Bell is a lock. So that is essentially, y'all, 5 safeties. 5 safeties. Oh, another super chat from my dog Lando, man. Appreciate you. At least 2 years, yeah. We can't say Anthony Smith is gone because of Camden Brown, then turn around and say Shelton is safe because he was drafted. Anthony Smith was too. Senseless double standard. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. You cannot be safe just because you were drafted. I mean, we move on from draft picks all the time. Like, I understand it, but at the end of the day, if you're not performing, you're not performing. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow my guy Lando, man. Does great content, man. Great content, man. He did a good job at their camp, man. I'm not sure if he caught the first segment, Lando, but like I was pulling for my dog Lando out there in Oxnard to get into that scrimmage versus the Rams, but we're still fighting. This is why, yesterday was so important. Boss and Big and Law meeting Shotty, meeting Christian Parker. Lando got to speak with Shotty for a little bit out there in Oxnard. It's continuously putting eyes inside the building on what we do in our space to let you know, hey, man, we can do it too. We know how to be professionals. We know how to conduct ourselves. If you say no cameras, no footage, we're not going to try to pull out the meta glasses. We've done it. Lando has done phenomenal things in his career thus far, still booming. I've done things. Lou's doing incredible things. We know how to conduct business. Yesterday, if you caught it, Lou and Boss and Big had, CeeDee Lamb's dad pulled up and a few players pull up, and the interviews were just flawless. Here's the thing, Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, if you're watching, hopefully you are. We love this team. We're not going to put our players and our coaching staff in any messed up situations with no interviews. We're not going to do that. We're not going to ask, Camden Brown some crazy question to get him tripped up. No. We know how to interview. We do it 1,000 times. This show is all improv. I was getting ready to go on a walk, and I said, you know what? Let's go live and talk to my people. All improv, right? But what happens, y'all, with Julius Wood? We waived Julius Wood before. He got claimed, went to Indianapolis, or did he go to the Titans? Went to the Titans. All right? And then ultimately, we got him back. Do you guys think that we'll try to play that game with him, or are they slowly starting to say, Julius Wood, you have a concussion? You have a concussion. Facts, T-Jack. We're professionals. No, we'll turn up on occasion, but for the most part, we know how to be professional. I've been cleared to cover the World Cup, and I had to go through clearance for the World Cup. Like, they check everybody's background, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, bro, I know how to conduct myself as a professional. To get into the Super Bowl, you got to go through multiple screens. You got to give them social security numbers and all sorts of stuff. They do an extensive background check. They double check who you are. You think we going to get in front of Brian Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys and just start acting a fool? No. I think Hooker is being saved because of the veteran guy. Right? I think he's getting the veteran saving. I think that's where he's getting saved. Julius Wood playing Friday. What to sit back and see. I know he has a concussion, right? Michael Trigg has a toe. Julius Wood has a concussion. I wouldn't be surprised if Camden Brown comes down with something soon. But I'm with you guys, man. How can you just see that from a talent perspective? Because just like Lando was saying earlier, you cannot preach competition. Everyone has to earn it. And you have guys who are kind of an unknown come in and actually compete every day and earn it. And then you say, well, kind of, but we drafted this guy, so he's going to get the nod over you. It's kind of counterintuitive to everything that Shotty is trying to build culture-wise. If you say competition, and Israel Benaconda is clearly outperforming Jadon Blue, you're like, well, but Jadon Blue is a 5th-round draft pick. So, Got to give him some more time to prove. That defeats the whole purpose. You might as well just told me there's no chance of me winning the job in the first place. Why has an individual from .com or NCC said one single thing about Hooker all offseason? I think because he's kind of just is who he is, and But I would think that would probably be maybe a possible candidate to move on from trade-wise. You know what I'm saying? Some of these youngins going to get pushed down the roster. Shotty going for more seasoned, strong, violent, smart nose roster. You a youngin and you ain't got it in front, and then you may get bopped down. True, but you need a good mix. You need a good mix, right? But you're running the risk of a talented player getting off your roster. And of course, right, it happens. It happens with every team, right? There's going to be guys, we brought in that teams passed on, right? Teams passed on. Brandon Aubrey was in the UFL, and no one even thought about this guy, and all of a sudden got the best kick in the league. And you got, guys like, Kevontae Turpin. And so there's going to be guys that gets passed on. James Houston that gets let go off of people's rosters that you end up swiping up. It's just part of the process. But outside of Caleb Downs, I will say, name me a better safety that's outperformed Julius Wood at camp. Like, if we took the names off the back, of the back plates, and we were just doing the old Mike McCarthy blue and white scrimmage game, you wouldn't be able to tell me that Julius Wood isn't one of the best safeties that's been at camp. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Is it about competition and the best of the best and the best man wins and everyone has to earn it? Or is it, man, you earn it, but we paid Malik. Man, you earned it, but we brought in Jalen Thompson and PJ Locke. Man, you earn it, but we paid Marquise Bell, and he's been a special teams ace for us. If that's the case, then don't talk to me about earning it and competing. Yeah. And here's the thing. I have no dog in the fight. I got my safety. But if we're being fair, you cannot say if we were to take the nameplates off the back of the jerseys that Julius Wood hasn't been not only the best safety, he's been one of the best defensive players we've seen in preseason besides a little snapshot we got of Jay Sean Barham. Right, or Camden Brown. I guess you can put Camden Brown out there, right? So, yeah. So, once again, right, but it's the PJ Locke thing because he's familiar with Christian Parker coming over from Denver. Say, nope, that's why we still won't go too far with the politics. Is still here. Philly would have kicked them dudes down the roster. And so with the Rams, teams that want to win do this. It's just slow. We're slowly building it. You know what I'm saying? We're slowly tinkering it. But we ain't going to fully just go all the way. No. There was no chance in hell unless he just stunk up the place that Jadon Blue was not going to make this roster. That's why I didn't make a push. I know my dog Boss and Lou, they were fighting against it, and all that. I wasn't fighting against Jadon Blue because I knew you are not going to win that battle. You are not going to win that battle. You know what I'm saying? Unless he just stunk it up. So I was like, you know what? Just let it be go. Tucker Shotty is true to his words about competition wins many. The best players play. If Shotty shows any politics, he can lose the locker room. Players know who is better. He could, but I highly doubt Shotty loses his locker room, y'all. He has his locker room. That's the one thing Shotty does got. He got this locker room. And a lot of people want to admit it. Players love Mike McCarthy, but I think players really love playing for Brian Schottenheimer. He's a very likable guy. That's the hardest thing about Brian Schottenheimer. When it's time for me to really on Brian Schottenheimer, I can't because he's just so likable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's his gift, right? It's just very nice guy, very well spoken. You know, just a guy you probably want to be around. I'm sure if Lando goes back and meets Brian Schottenheimer, he will probably remember meeting Lando out in Oxnard. Oh, yeah, I met you know what I'm saying, at the party, yeah, from, okay, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And you met my wife. Like, I'm sure Shotty will he'll probably just have that with you. So even when it's time for me to, oh, Shotty, it's just like, Shotty, you said that we're going to be more disciplined and we're not going to have these penalties last year. And it was like, Shotty, you said we're going to be more about the power run game and we're going to get power. We're going to be running the ball. But we're passing the ball 1,000 times and 11 personnel. But it's just, all right, you know. So that's the magic of Brian Schottenheimer. So I think that players really enjoy playing for him. I think coaches love coaching under him. And that's why I think even Jerry is still, you know, he still has his hands on the controller, but he's not over there button mashing. Bill Belichick would have, he'd have flipped a few people. He'd have flipped a few of them already. Yeah, and I think we understand that, right? You know, here's the thing. Shotty understands it because here's the thing. Brian Schottenheimer got to sit back and be a fly on the wall and be in those meeting rooms like, oh, damn, Mike shouldn't have said that. Oh, damn, bro, he did what? Shit. Oh, right? So while Shotty was in the rooms and Jerry and Mike McCarthy was bop, 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 about giving my money, you're not going to pay me, you're not going to pay Dak, and Rico versus Zeke. Shotty said, maybe I'll go about this a different way. Because you're not going to win that way. You are not going to win this way versus Jerry Jones. You're not. So Shotty kind of just massages it, pause if you will, when it comes to Jerry. The ego. Hey, man, you know, having Jerry around, I mean, you know, Jerry is one of the greatest football minds, you know, I ever been around, you know, and that's saying a lot, man, especially knowing who my dad is and, you know, being around Pete, but, you know, just being around in the room with Jerry Jones, I'm just learning so a lot. I mean, the way that he really evaluates players and the details that he looks at, I mean, he's just one of a kind, man, and that lets you know why he's a Hall of Famer and, you know, he's built this amazing thing that we have for the so Shotty does that. Shotty is phenomenal with that. Mike McCarthy wasn't saying that shit. You know what I'm saying? Mike wasn't saying none of that. You know, he's like, hey, me and Jerry talked, and you know, and yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, they've already made the decision for me. I guess, you know, Rico is not going to be the starter, and we're going to start Zeke. Like, Mike McCarthy is playing that game. Like, goddamn, bro. I guess Kellen Moore is called. Mike McCarthy said, me, if it's up to me, you know, I'm not really an option routes guy, but shit, I'm not the offensive coordinator, and I'm not calling plays. So, you know, because when you do the option routes, it leads for a lot of confusion, and, you know, and then you get off track and it leads to interception. So I'm not an option route guy. And then if it was up to me, you know, when I was back in San Francisco, I had a playbook that in a play sheet just for Jerry Rice to get all of my superstar players open. I don't know what the hell this guy's over here doing, but hey, the owner says he's the offensive coordinator, so I'm just the head coach. That's what Mike McCarthy was doing. You know what I'm saying? Shotty don't do that in press conferences. Shotty talks great about everybody. You know, that's what I love about Shotty. Sometimes you gotta read through his bullshit. But he'll say, man, I feel like Deron Bland is a lockdown corner. All right, bro. Yeah, a little too much. All right. But That's the shoddy thing. And what we have to give Brian Schottenheimer credit for, Cowboys Nation. Now, I'm starting to get some insight. There's some people reaching out to me about this, but we have to give Brian Schottenheimer credit because he saved this season thus far. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he said. I don't know if he sung a song. I don't know if he sent a cash app. I do not know, nor do I care. But whatever he said to George Pickens to get him to flip and show up to practice, and not only show up to practice, he has been the model citizen since the moment he got there. Brian Schottenheimer deserves 1,000% of the credit. That's something Mike McCarthy couldn't have done. You see what's going on with Joey Porter right now in Pittsburgh, right? Mike McCarthy's like, hey, Joey Porter's out, contract dispute, F him, we moving on. He'll get here when he gets here. Right, think about how many holdouts that Mike McCarthy had to deal with. He had to deal with CeeDee Lamb. He had to deal with Zach Martin. Like, he had to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to deal with that. It wears on you. Dak Prescott back and forth. Like, there was a lot going on. Whatever Brian Schottenheimer said to George Pickens in that conversation to flip the switch for George to be like, you know what? I'm going to go out there. Nah, it wasn't $27 million, bro. It wasn't that. Because Dave's players do not play on the tag. And here's the thing. Not only is Pickens playing on the tag, he signed it early. He signed it super early. He didn't even push for the deadline. Because here's the thing, y'all. If they would have signed Quentin Williams earlier, they could have made room to possibly sign Pickens. It's not the 27 mil, bro. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. It wasn't. Yeah, I know it sounds like, oh, 27 mil is a lot of money. I mean, it is, but it's not. Right? Because remember, there was a situation where George Pickens was not at voluntary camp because he was at a youth camp. The youth camp was like 3 weeks after that, bro. But Shotty took the bullet for him. And said it was an excused absence and da-da-da. When we could go online and look at the calendar, it was like 3 weeks after that. So Bishotti stepped on the sword. Put the fires out. There were some conversations back and forth behind the scenes. Not sure what this conversation really was. But Shotty deserves the credit for that. I think this was it. For someone like George Pickens, bro, I still don't get it. I really don't. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand why George Pickens is marked as this horrible human being. I really don't. I've seen players with domestic stuff and multiple arrests, all sorts of stuff, and theirs is still welcome with open arms. But for some reason, there was just something about George Pickens where he's got the mark of the beast, and I just don't understand it. Oh, Tuck, well, he's missing some practice or late to practice. Okay. That's it. That's it. Who do y'all think the NFL makes to be out a bigger villain? George Pickens or Jalen Carter? Yeah. Who's the NFL? Who does all the media people talk about? And all you have to watch him. And you can't pay him that amount of money because what would he do if you pay him that amount of money? Right? George Pickens or Jalen Carter? Now, when the Eagles paid Jalen Carter, there was no outrage. Hey, You can't trust him. You can't, He literally spit on a player and still got paid. Jalen Carter spit on somebody on an NFL field, got paid, and they posted graphics. Congratulations to the bread man. And I like Jalen Carter. I do. He's one of my favorite prospects in that draft. So I'm not going to just hate him because he's an Eagle player, right? But it's like George Pickens, for just wanting the ball a little bit more and being late to practice every now and then, he is marked as the biggest villain in all of football. I don't know, Tuck. Can you give him that money? Can you trust him? I don't know. You know, there were some things back in Pittsburgh that I was hearing behind this. Like, what things? Like what things? Bro, it's like I've looked before. I was like, bro, like, did he have any like cases or anything that was like swept? Like, nothing. George Pickens sits at home. I don't know if you guys know, he has a Twitch channel. He sits at home and plays video games all day. Him and Joe Milton be on Twitch streaming video games. I don't even think Joe Milton I don't even think George Pickens has kids. I don't think he's a father. I don't even think George Pickens has kids. But the NFL and media people act like he is the biggest thug, hooligan that has ever graced the NFL. DK punched a fan and he didn't get as much as Pickens. Right. I've seen Marcus Peters here in Kansas City. Right. I've seen some, we're the Dallas Cowboys fans. We've seen some players act up. Think about how many times Sam Williams has been in trouble. Not to bring up people's past, and Sam Williams has been in a lot of off the field stuff. But the biggest villain, you can't trust him, is George Pickens. I don't understand it, y'all. I really don't. The only reason George Pickens slid in the draft was because of the knee issue. Yeah, he swung on someone in a game. Football, bro. It's a violent sport. You're going to get mad from time to time. Yeah, he'll take some routes off. Okay, cool. He's a wide receiver. Wide receivers are all divas. They do take routes off. Love Luther Burton. Takes a lot of routes off. I just never understood this whole Pickens thing, bro. So for the people who are like, you can't pay him because you can't trust him, we paid a lot of players who I didn't trust at all. Right? So I think it's neat. George Pickens, this is me and Rome talk about all the time. George Pickens just isn't a wide receiver, y'all. He's a spark plug. And there's very few players who were spark plugs in Dallas. One comes to the top of my mind, Michael Irvin was one. Okay. Emmitt Smith was another. Okay. But the more modern day, Dez Bryant was a spark plug. What do I mean by that? There were games when we were just flat. I remember watching it. And all of a sudden, Romo would hit Dez on a quick slant. He breaks 3 to 4 tackles. He's hyped up, and bam. And you just felt like watching at home, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? And this is why me and Rome was talking about this. This is why I don't live stream, because I was about to get into my live stream tuck moments, all right? When Dez used to do that, it was up. That's when I stand up in my basement and be like, F them boys. You know what I'm saying? Another spark plug. I really don't know why he became a villain, because a bunch of beer bros on Twitter turned against him. But when we were struggling and we got that first down and you saw, and the whole crowd said, Zeke, you would get goosebumps in that stadium. You just felt it. It just felt different. It's a spark plug. All right, let's go. All right, Zeke just bursted that hole and put 3 people in the dirt and feed them. Now you're charged up, all right? George Pickens is the same, y'all. When George Pickens gets the ball in his hands, you just say, let's effing go. You just say, let's go. Let's go. That Chiefs game, I was like, yo, maybe we can get in field goal range. All right, maybe get in field. George Pickens says, F that, bro. Give me the ball. Coop was another one. It's like there's certain players, y'all, that it sparks things. Like it sparks momentum. It sparks confidence. It sparks. You need players like that on your team. I know we hate him. I know y'all can't stand his brother, but he was one of those. He was one of them. Love him or hate him. I know he's gone now, but he was one of them. When he would get that sack and crawl like a fucking lion on the ground, you would be like, let's go. So you need players like that on your roster. And right now, George Pickens is that guy. I know if I got GP out there, I got Dak Prescott out there, F Philly. F Philly. We're going to scrap. We're going to scrap. We're going to scrap. All right? So it is what it is. Right? We might lose, but we're going to scrap. And that's why Dez Bryant, Michael Irvin, like those were my all-time favorite players, because every time I watch Dez Bryant, I knew there was somebody on the field who hated losing just as bad as I did. Y'all remember that catch versus the Cardinals when Dez ran through 35 people? You see what I'm saying? It just excites you. It just gives you something. It's fearless. It's one of those things. Dak can't be that. I mean, he's older, right? But you need a player. Yeah, Dez was different. That is why, no matter what, listen to my dog Dez, man. Dez was doing some commercials, y'all. That's it. He was doing some commercials for the 37 and U football league. I told him, bro, if you play in that shit, it's gonna be hilarious. But I will watch it. Let me see. I don't have it no more. But yeah, he was doing some videos. Can you imagine Dez out there playing the 37U football league? Dog, that'd be hilarious. You know, facts. You need some guys that are just different on your team. They're just wired different. They're going to be a little quirky. They're going to have some moments. They're going to have a bunch of those, but they're playing with a free spirit. There will be games where it's like, damn, GP, why didn't you just go down? You ended up fumbling. You should have just went down. Bro, I don't see if I got I don't have the text no more. But Dez playing that 37U league would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. You know what I'm saying? That'd be hilarious, bro. But yeah, you need spark plays like that, man. So I'm excited about it. You know, I think that Caleb Downs is a solid killer. I was having this conversation on Twitter. People are like, oh, Jayshon Barham's impact is going to be greater than Caleb Downs. Possibly. What people have to understand is the things that Caleb Downs will do for us, you're not always going to see if you're just the average football fan. I mean, sometimes the safeties are not even in the camera shot unless you're watching all 22. So there's going to be different things that Caleb Downs is doing that impacts the game. Jayshon Barham should be tackles for losses, sacks, like around the ball type of stuff that typically it just catches your eye. But the things that Caleb Downs will do this year, it's not going to be just tangible all the time. It's going to be a lot of intangible things that's going to transpire, and that's why you got to get into the film, get into the lab to see what really happens. But if you look at the stat sheets, yeah, Jayshon Barham will probably have more tackles than Caleb Downs if he gets the opportunity he deserves. So I know there's a conversation online, like, it's safeties, right? It's safeties. It's safeties. That's why Caleb dropped down to 11. Every team needs a Ron. Well, I don't know, full Ron Artest. Ron Artest is a little bit different, but you do need those guys, right? Junkyard dogs. I was one of them. A lot of my friends who played basketball with me, they say Tuck was the original Draymond Green. That's how I played, right? I was fearless. I like playing on the road versus being at home. If they had a player who was top in the city in scoring, I wanted to guard that player, and I'm locking them up. Full court, picking them up. There was this team called East High Blue Aces. They used to do this thing where they would run through your warm-ups. They would line up under your basket, and they would run through your warm-ups as their band plays. And I told my team, they are not running through our warm-ups, y'all. And all week, our coach was like, just let them do it. I was like, they're not running through our warm-ups. So they lined up under our basket while we were warming up, doing a little layup drill. And they started running out as the band was playing. And I just took a ball and threw it at one of their players' heads. Bink! What we're going to do now? We going to throw? We can do all of that. You know what I'm saying? What we going to do? What we going to do? I was with all of that. But you're not going to sit here and line up under our goal while we're warming up, getting ready for a game, and run through our warm-ups while your crowd cheers and the band plays. Nope. Bink. Do something. And we'll tear this whole building up, and it won't be no game. So you need players like that, right? So I had the George Pickens, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need some of those. Because it's a violent sport, the game of football is. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is a little bit more finesse, but you still need players like that. You still need players like that to say, we're not going out like that, bro. I 1,000% guarantee you guys this, right? If Jay Tuck played for the Dallas Cowboys, I was a linebacker, offensive fullback, or whatever. When Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott, I would have crashed out. We would have tore that stadium up. Either you're coming with me or you're not. But if I was on that field and Jalen Carter spit on my quarterback, we're going. We're going. There's no turning back. Because one is spitting is disrespectful, but I'm not letting you get that advantage of me that you can think you can spit on us and we're not going to do anything about it. No. It'd be like, oh, Jalen Carr has been ejected, and also defensive end Jordan Tucker has been ejected from the game. Yeah, I don't give whatever, PTO day for me. But you're not going to spit on my teammates, bro. Absolutely not. It'd have been helmet swinging, cleat stomping, whatever. So you need players like that on your team, bro. Not a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? Now, I played for some teams where half the roster was like that, and it was just bad. You know what I'm saying? But you need some of those types of players on your roster to kind of give you that mentality and set the tone. So that's why, me personally, when I watched the Cowboys versus Saints, I'm not mad at Donovan Ezuraku. If I was coaching the Cowboys, I'm not mad at Donovan Ezuraku. Who I would be mad at is the players that just stood in the back. If it was Coach Tuck versus Coach Schotty, when I got that film and I saw that one of my players was getting jumped by 9 Saints players and y'all just stood in the back watching, on the line. On the line. Now, I went in front of the press conference, in front of Clarence and Jane and Joseph Hoyt and be like, hell, we don't tolerate fighting and, we got to be smarter and, you can't throw a punch because you get, I would have said all that publicly. But once I got behind the scenes, I would have said, what is this shit? What is this shit? Your teammates getting jumped by 9 black jerseys and y'all just standing around? Full pads tomorrow, and we're running. Full pads, and we're running. Full pads, and we're running. He's not going to play. I want to see him play, but he's not going to play because he's made the roster, man. Go back and watch the Miami Hurricanes from the 80s. They had opposing teams beat before the game even started. Exactly. And so people don't understand, bro, and I guess this is old school in us. Those little things change. Those things make a difference. There's a lot of things from a psychological aspect of the game that impacts the game. I'm not going to lie. When I was in San Francisco for that playoff game when Tony Pollard went down, when they came out in those boom boxes and that shit was hard. That was probably one of the hardest stadium intros I've ever seen in my life. Then came out to Kodak Black. The lights went dim in the stadium, in Levi Stadium, and the whole little area lit up, and it showed him on the boom box and da-da-da, and it's like, oh shit, well, here we go. Versus, you've been thunderstruck. Down, down. Yeah, thunderstruck. Yeah. And the cheerleaders are out there. Down, 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 down. Nah, when San Francisco, because they showed it was like, and the lights went out, and it was like, Kodak, yeah, bro, that's exactly what they had on there, and it was just going crazy. Salute to Ron, man, for the CFO gang, student subscriber, appreciate you, bro.
Holla, we them boys.
Appreciate you. Yeah, bro. I mean, I was there. I was in my bag, but when them lights went out, and like their little walking tunnel, like it lit up. And that super gremlin, say you can be superstars. I was trying to be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Now I ain't safe for you. Hey, you trick like a little bit. Track out with the shit. And I want bitch when I slide. I'm like, all right, bro, they coming to play. They set the tone. They set the tone out there. You know what I'm saying? So little things like that, it impacts the games. Now, people who don't play the game might say, oh, it doesn't matter. It 1,000% does matter. I'm going to tell you guys this, right? Before I dip. If you ever want to go to a stadium and get goosebumps, whether you love the team or not, come here to Kansas City. Now, I don't know what it's going to be like when they move it over in my backyard, my nice little neighborhood. It's probably going to be more a little wine and cheese, all right? But if you ever want to go to a football stadium, when the Chiefs come out Arrowhead Stadium and they might have, I don't know, Tamba Ali on that drum, boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. Everybody is up. It's all in unison. You cannot hear the person next to you. The ground is shaking. It's just like, oh shit. And that's why the Chiefs have a real home field advantage. Not a fake one. They have a real home field advantage. You cannot there has been Kansas City Chiefs games I've gone to where my homeboy next to me, I can't hear what he's saying to me. He has to text it to me Like, yo, bro, I'm about to go dip and go get another beer. You want one? All right, bet. Because it's so loud. Everybody's standing up. People are standing on the chairs, jump. It is an atmosphere like I've never seen before. And that sets the tone. I wish the Cowboys, that's one of the last cultural things. Maybe I'll talk to Shotty about that. What can we do at home games to get that environment? Right? It's different. Those things sets the tone. But yo, man, I appreciate y'all, man. We've been rocking for a minute. Like I said, improv at noon. If y'all like going at noon, we'll probably do this a little bit more moving forward once the season kind of gets ramped up. But listen, y'all, be honest. Salute to all the amazing reporters, John Machota, Pat Rignosi Walker, Nick Harris, Tommy York, Joseph Hoyt. Now I'm going to miss somebody. Clarence. List goes on and on. All right, everybody. Down the covering camp. All the content creators covering camp. Salute to everybody. But I'm camped out. I'm camped out, Cowboys Nation. I know we got practice tonight, but after that, lock the doors, get the media out, start working on your installs and getting geared up, because I am ready to go to New York and stand on shit, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready to stomp on shit in New York. I'm ready. I'm in hoodie tuck mode already, and it's August. I'm in hoodie tuck mode already. So camp was cool. It's fun. We'll do some, Final 53 conversations and all that, bro. But honestly, man, I'm locked in on the Giants. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be locked in. It's time, y'all. Enough talking, enough excitement, enough Caleb Downs is this and Barham is this and Kenny Clark is this and Dak and CD. Nah. It's time to go out there and step on shit for real. That's my mindset. I'm already in week 1 mode. So I'm going to try to get through this week, get through next week, but that's the mode I'm in. And y'all know we're going to keep the content going crazy. So I appreciate y'all as always. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like I said, we'll see where we're at. We get to 27,000 yet. Let's see how far we're away. Let's see. We're about 50 people away. All right, so we'll get there. So appreciate y'all as always, man. Like the content, share the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on all social media platforms. Once again, the J Tuck Show official podcast is available on all podcast platforms. Go ahead and download that as well. Apple, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And we're going to keep the film sessions rolling, and we're going to keep the content going. So appreciate as always. Cover 3 will be back next week. And everyone stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. Till next time, gang. Peace.